On today's show, live from Honolulu, Dr. Patrick Flynn. Hey everybody, it's Ross Allen Skorzemski, the host of the Dr. Patrick Flynn Show, and as you can see, Dr. Patrick Flynn, the hormone whisperer, the man who can speak to your hormones better than anybody, is not here with me. He's actually traveling right now. He's out spreading the Wellness Way message, and he's able to do so with his family. So hopefully in just a matter of minutes, we will be able to connect with him in Hawaii. I know we've been talking constantly, our team here in Green Bay, as well as many other team members have been dialing with him and hearing about amazing things that are taking place as he's out having conversation. Some of the things that we'll be talking about here in just a little bit with him are some great insights that he's seeing that he's going to want to share with us. But I thought I would take a few minutes just to really be able to share with you what has been taking place over the last few months here at the Wellness Way. And first of all, once again, thank you so much for the opportunity to be able to come into your virtual space, wherever that might be right now, whether you're at work, hopefully not, but maybe you are and you're on a break, or you're at home, or you're watching this at another time. Thank you so much for taking the time to spend it with us as we continue to give you information with the premise that it would do one thing and one thing only, and that is would change the way that you think about your personal wellness journey. And maybe it's been some of these real thought-provoking conversations that we've had here from the Dr. Patrick Flynn Show that have maybe set the stage for you to take your first steps, or maybe it's been from some of the other content that a lot of our other offices have been putting out, and even here from the Green Bay office as well, the corporate office. But here's what we've been seeing over the last few months that we really find to be exciting. It's exciting to be able to be a part of something that has a mission, that has a vision, and that has great intentionality with wanting to connect with people. Why is that? Because really, a clinic without people is just that. It's a clinic. It's got great thoughts, great ideas, but the Wellness Way approach has really come to a place after 18 years of its being in its conception, from even back in the beginning where the hormone connection really begins, is that people want to be a part of this movement. We've called the Wellness Way a movement many times before, but more so now than ever. The traction that we're seeing because of social media platforms is giving us a voice like we've never been able to see before. Dr. Patrick Flynn here in the studio, either whether it's Dr. Justin Mosley, Dr. Courtney Mosley, Dr. Shannon Pierce, or maybe it's Fawaz Al-Badani over on the West Coast, or Dr. Ryan Gunyon. We're beginning to see that this footprint that the Wellness Way is creating is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And why is that? Because these people that are reaching out saying, I want to do that. I want to be able to bring clinical change, clinical results to the clients that are coming into my office, because I know that there's more that I can do. And we've been able to see just an absolute continuing of this groundswell within the Wellness Way movement. Once again, why? Because at the end of the day, your healthcare matters. It matters to Doc. It matters to every single one of the docs here at the corporate office, as well as all of the other offices that are part of the Wellness Way family. And that's what we consider you to be, is part of our Wellness Way family. We created these shirts months ago that are really kind of continuing to drive this continuation of the motto that I am the Wellness Way. You don't have to be an employee. You don't have to, even to a degree, be branded with a puzzle piece, because you can still get a shirt, but it says, I am the one. You come in and you seek us out for care, your story begins to matter, and you begin your Wellness Way journey, and then you get to have that type of say, I am the Wellness Way, right smack dab in the middle of an us, we, our culture. And that's what we're loving. The brand itself, we're seeing get massive exposure. We're having offices all over the United States getting calls because people are tired of not getting the clinical results that they should have been getting for the last 15, 20 years, but now they're just finally throwing their hands up in frustration, and they're calling and they're beginning their testing, and they're getting hope. And we're getting the stories of thank you. And so once again, I just want to let you know, just continue to keep watching Facebook, go on Instagram, continue to look at other platforms. Our story is growing, and the cool thing is, it's all of our offices. It's not just one voice, it's many voices that are creating this groundswell that now you are able to be a part of. So thank you for that. Hey, also want to let you know that real quick here, we are making some changes to the Hormone Connection, Ending the Battle Between the Sexes book. Why changes already? Because we realize one of the things here at the Wellness Word, we always realize we can make it better. One of the things that I love about Doc, he says, I'm content, but never satisfied. And our team got together, we really began to take a look at this book and seeing the value that it really has, and there were some missing pieces internally. So we've added some information, some more illustrations, and we want to give you an opportunity to actually join us in the process of creating something amazing. So we're going to be relaunching this, but here's the thing. This cover is potentially yours to change. If you have an idea that you think would make a great cover, then I want you to submit your comments to us and let us know, because there's a possibility that we would use your concept and your idea, thus giving you the ability to have your name added in the book. What's changing so much about the book and even in its cover? Well, number one, the title, okay? The Hormone Connection, common does not mean normal. And what we really want to begin to do is put into sight that of an individual that would become a potential client of ours, because yeah, it's about relationships, but really the premise is that it's also a physiological journey of understanding the differences between men and women. So yes, we all have relationships and they do involve people of the other sex, but we want to just get back to the real premise of the hormone connection, common does not mean normal. So if you have an idea for a cover, let us know what that might be. And there is a possibility that you could have your concept right smack dab on the face of this book, and then we would also give you credit inside the book as well. Well, enough about me ranting. Hey, by the way, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. The question I have for you, did you veer off your allergy list? Did you get a little sassy? Because there's going to be something that I know that I've got a question for, and that Doc's going to talk about a little bit here in his traveling, is there's, like I said, some insights. I know Thanksgiving came, and I even, cheated to a degree, and I paid the price. Why? Because Ross sometimes is Ross, and yes, he likes Thanksgiving and stuffing, and doesn't have stuffing really ever in his whole year, but it was Thanksgiving. I got stuffed, and therefore I paid the price. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to rant and ramble anymore and bore you. I want to see if we can connect with Dr. Patrick Flynn, the Hormone Whisperer, joining us as he's traveling, spreading the word. So Doc, are you there with me?
Me.
Let's see if we can get him in. I hear him. I feel like an agent. I've got this microphone in my ear. Secret agent man. Ladies and gentlemen. How you doing, my man?
Hey, doing well. Nice to hear from you. Not that I haven't heard last week, but
well, this is once I really feel like I'm bigger than you are.
Yes, because I'm small on the screen.
Small on the screen, big in spirit.
Pretty awesome. So happy that everybody, and I was just listening to your little rant. Shame on you for eating that stuffing. You should know that.
I know. Well, it was even gluten free, but I think some of the spices that were in it. No, and that's the crazy thing, is that even though it's a gluten free option, the spices sometimes.
Some people's additives are a little crazy and stuff like that. But no, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Like I said, and a great job last week. I want to thank, Aaron, Tabitha, and Jessica for being on the show and covering and doing a wonderful job of sharing with that way. That was fantastic. So I hope everybody can hear me good. I'm sitting here in Hawaii, in Honolulu. Not in Honolulu, actually west of Honolulu. I keep on realizing Oahu. Honolulu is the state capital here, as far as the city. And so I am just here having a great time, spending less time. We just left Kauai. I want to thank everybody that saw me in Kauai. I thank you so much for the amazing hospitality and being so welcome. I love the Hawaiian culture. That way it's kind of fun and stuff like that. So even though their history is pretty cool. So but now we are in Oahu. just over west of Honolulu in the Lani Disney Resort. Getting ready to do an amazing thing here. Had a great time with a doc last night and stuff of that. Had to get adjusted too, so that was fantastic. So
that I like. Even in the midst of your travels and journeys, you're like, I need an adjustment. I need an adjustment.
Trust me, I always got to find out some doc, and we were blessed to have one of our docs that actually used to practice in one of our offices move out to Honolulu and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool for her to sneak there and get off the plane and go to Whole Foods. And so I actually went to a health food store first, and it was a vegan one, Ross. It was actually a vegan health food store, and it was pretty huge. And it's the same one they had in Maui that down was amazing place. But they didn't have meat. So then me and Christy, check out our video last night. Me and Christy, we did a live video at like 12:30 a.m. Green Bay time, but really it was only what? I don't know, 8 o'clock here. My wife's sitting over here. And so that last night, and so we were running through Whole Foods. We did a video, and I couldn't believe that so many people popped on. I'm like, hey, you guys should be sleeping. And so it was a great time, ran through Whole Foods. And we got our meat and stuff like that. And it was kind of funny because it was interesting because I actually, I was actually going through and I was actually looking at some of the products on there. And one of these ketchups had just a ridiculous amount of sugar. And I'm like, oh my goodness, guys, even though that it's organic or gluten-free, be careful because there's so much stuff that's in those things that you got to be careful of, especially if you're diabetic, especially if you're trying to lose weight, especially trying to do those. And just even simple ketchup, organic ketchup made a big difference. So
you see, okay, even within that, I know in your...
That you and your family pay high degrees of attention to reading labels or being very careful with, eating out or hotel food and all that other stuff. Yeah.
Like this morning, like I said, you can see me, I'm just sipping on some fermented, awesome cultured goat milk, Sam, and getting some major fat soluble vitamins from there. And actually, it's going to lead into one of my discussions that I didn't realize that was so prevalent here in Hawaii, because the people I talk to is just a ridiculous amount of surgeries here. And even though, for example, I might be talking about hormones, there's things that are so interconnected that people don't realize. But yeah, Christy and I are very intentional, even traveling, what we do, and we're in a beautiful place. Actually, you guys want to see the view that we have? Let me sneak out here. Yes, we're gonna sneak out. There's my beautiful bride just hanging out and stuff like that. And so I'm gonna sneak out here really quick. You're gonna hear all the ocean and everything. But here is my beautiful view.
We hate you.
Yes, it's a beautiful view of the wonderful ocean and stuff like that. So we're having a great time out here. Just beautiful. I'm gonna go jump in that ocean later before I gotta do some work and stuff like that. So we're sneaking out here. Let me get back. Yes, you can hear the ocean on a regular basis that way. So here we go. All right.
Yeah, talk to me about what it is that you've been able to glean through the conversations. I know that when we talked last night, just kind of setting up the stage for how you and I would dialogue,
Yep.
You're seeing a lot of things that are piquing, I don't know, is it your curiosity or just confirming what you've already known?
Well,
there's about how sick people are.
Yeah, well, when I travel all over the world, and I'm blessed because, no joke, next year we're gonna be in Europe a couple times and stuff like that. So it's gonna be kind of neat. Watch for that. We're gonna well, obviously we'll let people know we're going to Europe and everything. But no matter where I travel, no matter what culture it is, no matter what religion it is, no matter and we talk about this all the time. A lot of times I say the same things, but I have to say it again because I'm here in Hawaii. It doesn't matter where I go. It doesn't matter, for example, if I'm speaking to any age group, and the sad part is and it doesn't matter how many Whole Foods, how many health food stores, how much stuff you can buy online that's organic, how much gluten-free stuff that way, the amount of sick people devastatingly increases every year. And no matter where I go, it doesn't matter of what age group or any ethnic, anything that way, Hawaiian, American, Chinese, it doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter where you're from. The population is just getting sicker. And then I come along and to what we think is just basic things, these people are just like blown away with the hormone connection message. They're blown away with the wellness way approach. And yes. I know it sounds funny, but I'm kind of like, this is kind of basic stuff. But to them, it's revolutionary. And it's revolutionary because, once again, you did a great job in the intro that way. It's talking about if we can just get you to share your thinking. Now, one thing that I noticed out here that was just I was kind of dumbfounded is how many gallbladder surgeries there was. I'm not joking. I'm like talking to the Hawaiian people, and I'm like, and I'm, I like to know about a little bit of their history. It's like, oh yeah, gallbladder, and then no joke. Then all of a sudden I start listening. I'm like, wait, why are all these people having gallbladder surgery like crazy and stuff? And then once again, I just pulled up some of the stats for today's show, And right now, on the average, about 500,000, 500,000 gallbladder surgeries are done in the U.S. per year. 500,000. And being the hormone whisperer, understand you don't have a gallbladder. It's very difficult to have good hormones. It really is. The gallbladder has such a major function. That's why I hate when people say that, well, if you have a gallbladder out, you'll be okay. Well, yeah, you can actually lose a leg and be okay. It just doesn't make it right. See what I'm saying? I don't want people to be okay, because I disagree with that. They're not going to be okay. But let me pour a little bit of more goat milk here. We're going to have a little discussion about this. But,
yeah, absolutely. While you're pouring, I just have a quick question. So you're this 500,000 plus people with gallbladder. Once again, you're the doctor. I just play one on TV. And the idea, though, that the message, well, if you just get taken out, you're fine, as if it was an obsolete organ in the first place, that we've always gone back that, well, it's not really that big of a deal, you don't need it, you'll be just fine. But you're saying it's a major component to creating balance of hormones inside of the body.
Yeah, because once again, when you have the gallbladder, and I'm going to do a quick tip on this big time, okay? Because I realize that people are missing some of the basic digestive things that can majorly affect hormonal care. And one thing that came down to it, when you don't have a gallbladder, because the doc, well, only thing gallbladder does is actually, hold bile. Yeah, but it's actually a very big sensory organ. What do I mean by that? Okay. When the gallbladder inflames, it's actually the number one reason why people have headaches today. Okay. That's why you can press on the gallbladder and actually bring down headaches sometimes, because there's a direct nerve connected to it. People don't realize if the gallbladder swells because there's not enough bile or bile isn't coming out, or you get stones that way, it can push on the phrenic nerve, which can cause right-sided headaches. That's why a lot of people, that's where it stemmed from that way. A woman said, man, I get right-sided headaches all the time, right back here. I'm going, wait. I'm like, let me push on your gallbladder. It was inflamed like crazy. I'm like, girl, you don't get this gallbladder, issue dealt with that way. You'll never get rid of your headaches and stuff. And she thought it was a hormonal issue and everything. Vice versa. She's like, doc, you'd be surprised. It's something that they want to take out. I said, I know why they want to take it out, because it's so bad, but you don't want to take it out. You want to fix it. Okay. But it gets more entwined, because, what people don't realize is the gallbladder is such a sensory organ that it is always watching what's going into your GI system, into the small intestine, or coming down from the stomach, that now it will release. Okay. But if you don't have the proper acidity in the stomach, and I want to say a very direct statement. People are way too alkaline. See, it's really funny. People think they're too acidic. It's actually not true. They're actually way too alkaline. That's why they're so sick, okay? And that's why all this alkaline water and all the things like that, they don't realize they're destroying their stomach, which now messes up their gallbladder and stuff like that, which now, for example, causes the gallbladder to be swollen, get stones, end up getting ripped out because it's very painful, and cause very devastating symptoms. But the big thing is now all of our fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K, can't be absorbed. And therefore, we're going to affect our hormone productions that way. So there's a major aspect about it that way. But that's where it's kind of funny, where people realize it sets up with the stomach, And so I'm going to go through some major quick tips, really getting back to the basics of digestion, because I'm sitting there going, and I look at so many people say, well, did you do this? And they're like, well, no. And see, we can avoid some of these factors from that, because the end result is 500,000 people a year. So not per decade, per year.
Sure.
That means 5 million people in 10 years are getting their gallbladder ripped out. 5 million. And that's just US alone.
Well, I tell you what, I would never, ever begin to really make that correlation. Once again, like I said, you're the man with all the information. Can't wait for you to do that quick tip. We're going to hold your feet to the fire on that one, because I think it's huge. But even at the same time, as we're talking about here, you're going places, you're traveling across the United States and going over, and you're seeing once again that it's that people are just outright sick. Even in their intentionality of drinking water with a higher alkalinity, you could say that potentially they're thinking that they're doing the right thing for themselves, that they're choosing a healthier option. But really on the backside of it, if they don't know what's happening in here, they could be setting themselves up for some very, very, very difficult roads to be traveled.
Well, what they're doing, and here's what happens. So let me explain why people actually feel so good when they first start taking alkaline water. It's because their stomach's so inflamed. It's like putting baking soda on a fire. It feels a little bit better. The bad part is, for example, is your stomach has to have a very low pH, anywhere from 0.3 to 0.5. And now what happens is, so if you always keep the basic aspect to your stomach that way, what's going to happen is the minute that the stomach releases food into the digestive tract, the gallbladder doesn't release the bile. And then those bile salts and everything can start to form into the stones. So you got to be very careful on that. You know what I'm saying? So that's where some of the big misconceptions come in. You know, and people say, well, doc, you don't understand. I feel amazing when I drink alkaline water. I said, I understand. It means you have a bad stomach. You know what I'm saying? You throw aloe on your skin when you got sunburn, it feels good. Do you know what I'm saying? But you don't always need aloe on your skin. You know, so it's like you have to take a greater concept and see we're always in the realm of this. This is where the thinking is so different. Okay, like we've used the example thousands and thousands of times. That's why I always said, listen, medicine is the fire department. It puts out fires, but all we're trying to do today in our current healthcare system is just create a way of putting out fires naturally. That's why all these things, for example, all these natural healthcare, all this integrative, all the things like that, all the functional medicine stuff that way, it's just, once again, even though they talk like they're going after causal factors that way, the major issue is they're looking, if you ever go into a health food store, you ever go into major questions, I get the questions every day. Doc, I have a bad thyroid, what can I take? Well, what you really mean is, what can I take so I don't have to do anything to change my thyroid? What can I just naturally take to make it normal? Well, you're going to find out that heck, you don't even realize this. You need bile just to even make your thyroid work good. You do. That's important. See, we don't even understand the major connection. That's why I created a long time ago called my Swiss watch principle. You know what I'm saying? Think of your body like Swiss watch. It's a bunch of gears all working together. So I know I'm talking some things that you've heard thousands of times, Ross, but I come over here and talk about this stuff, and I go over and I travel all over the world now and speak about these things, and then give them practical things. It's like, oh my goodness, this was the greatest talk. And I'm sitting there going, man, this is the most basic thing. Go check out our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel, we even just hired an amazing guy that people have just got to meet with Mark, who actually is in command of our YouTube. That's all, his whole life is that way. We're putting out the best stuff now. And once again, it's all free, you know what I'm saying? So people can actually go. And so if you're not on our YouTube channell, go to YouTube.
You need to be.
Yeah, so Nancy can put the links to the Dr. Patrick Flynn YouTube channel
and the links will be up.
Brand channel. So put those links up there, because then we can actually, really get this information out there. Because once again, I mean this nicely, but I'm not going to be traveling forever. So, here, I want my beautiful bride.
Are you going to permanently reside in Hawaii?
Yes. No, I love this place. I absolutely adore this place. Honey, come on over. I absolutely adore this place, but I could never live here. I think it's absolutely amazing. We're gonna come visit on a regular basis and some of that. But
I see you eyeballing off to the left a little bit. There she is, ladies and gentlemen, Christy Flynn.
Yeah, so
awesome.
We're just having a great time in Hawaii, doing our stuff that way, and we had a good time in Whole Foods last night and checking out the stuff that way. And they had Christmas trees for sale. Christmas trees for sale at Whole Foods.
We need to get done with Thanksgiving.
Yes, I know, but that's the great part. We can't wait to come back and get all decorated up again.
Well, here's a quick question I would say even both of you, because Christy, you have a lot of conversations. You're putting out great content on the Facebook page. You're giving ulterior options for cooking and just presenting a different way of thinking, even as a mom. But, when we talk about, people looking for quick, solutions or just looking for, putting a little Band-Aid on it, don't you really think that still is part of the problem with today's society? They're looking for a get healthy quick option. They don't really want to look at lifestyle change. They don't want to look at altering something that's going to take them 6 months, a year, 3 years. Even like the mom panel last week, we're talking about mothers who've been very intentional with not just a 3-month or a 90-day challenge. It's lifestyle change. Do you think that still scares some people?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because everybody has been ingrained and trained since they were little, since they were born, seeing their parents, their grandparents, everybody, to get that quick fix, that, just pop a pill. Just,
they deserve.
Like it's just so common. Again, common is not normal. Or what's it? Yeah, common is not normal.
And I've seen that with you and your family, Christy and Doc, is I've never heard your kids complain about not having sweets or not being able to go to fast foods. I mean, my kids even right now, they won't even entertain the idea of a fast food restaurant just because it's already being ingrained into their mindset and all of a sudden their lifestyle. But I never hear them talk about feeling like they're being left out.
No. Oh, right. Because it's the culture that you create within your own home. It's about how you talk about things. It's, we don't ever I don't know. We promote the good stuff. We promote, they still get treats, and to them, they're amazing treats. It's right. And we always talk to them about, okay, well, but it's never really happened.
Yeah.
We had to say like, oh, but if eat this is what's gonna.
No, my girls know better.
We're teaching them from little on, like, okay, there's healthy things for your body, and there's things that aren't good for you, and when we get them tested for their allergies, as they acquire different ones, or because your immune system's ever changing, so all of a sudden, oh well, you can't have that for now. As we fill up your gut, and they understand that, and they know, because if they accidentally have something, they can tell. And they're teaching them to listen to their bodies and to really understand what those reactions feel like, and they know they don't like how they feel, so.
And they're right in the middle of the process as well. I mean, they cook. They're very even intentional with creating some of their own snacks. They've been on the show with Doc a few times, and even in your house. And I think that still goes back to the idea, though, that for a lot of parents today, they feel so stressed out in life. They're so overwhelmed and so busy that quick is just the easiest option.
Well, and top it, make your kids do some darn things. They're 5, 7, 8 years old. My goodness, get them start doing stuff. So thanks.
That's
honey.
Right.
That was great. So
thank you, Christy.
Yeah. So it's like, how much time do we have left?
How much time do we have left over there? We're just kind of going, but I want to get back to one last thing here, Doc, before we, part from this call.
And also, and talk about the book too.
Yes, that's what I'm going to right now. Okay, so we're talking about getting people engaged into the book. We're changing the name. The hormone connection common is not normal. The relational component is important, but it's not the overlying driver of the book. It's changing the way people think. It's getting them dialed into your story, but then also really bringing a greater focus to that title. Common is not normal. Talk to me about why that's so important in the name change.
Well, it came from the simple fact that, let's start here. Why the book has changed is because, once again, we had a huge demand from a big publisher to actually realize that there's more information that we give out there that's in the book itself. And they want to make the book, they already know that the first book has been such a big impact. So we're taking the first book, we're moving it into actually a little bit more detailed that way. And once again, when I first started the book, I just started to actually speak on it. And then couples started showing up and churches started calling. We said another call today that I got to talk to our CEO about, that they want me to come speak at a big event that way. And it's kind of neat because what it does, but when I go speak, it's just not on that. And this is more of an encompassing 3-hour event where they want me to teach more.
We're phasing out just a little bit.
Oh,
I want to see if we can catch up here a little bit on the audio. Stay tuned with us, ladies and gentlemen. This is part of the ability to be able to speak.
Oh, we got it?
He's here. I'm here, but he's way the heck over in Hawaii. So try it again, boss.
Oh, okay. So I said, so what we're going to do now is the book is going to encompass so many things. And so that's why one of my sayings, I didn't realize people started quoting me on. I started looking on the internet, and I'm like, people are making quotes from it about that way. When I said, common does not mean normal. And that encompasses so many things across the, like I said, a gallbladder surgery is common, but it shouldn't be normal. PMS is common, it shouldn't be normal. You know what I'm saying? And so all these things started, and I said, listen, and they want me to add more into there. And I said, and then what happened is I had people have known me for a long time, patients from across the world that said, Doc, you should do this. And I said, something? The wellness way is always about us, we, our, okay? It's about everybody. It's like, you don't have to, like you said, don't have to be part of the wellness way to be part of the wellness way. You can contribute to affect people's lives just by contributing to what we're doing. Even when you say, Doc, can you do a video on this? Yes, I can. And that goes to thousands and thousands of people across the world. And here's what happens. So we're going to open up, if you want to, and here's what happens, a little bit more detail than you did at the beginning, is the book cover. If you can come up with an idea, now remember, submit your idea to askdrpatrick@twwclinics.com. A detailed thing, give me a description, give me a picture, give me something that way, and your name will go in the book. And I say, Doc, what if you don't use my idea? Your name will still go in the book. If you contribute, take any part of your valuable time through the day and put it and take the time to send me an email, I'm going to put your name in the book. Why? Because this is about all of us. And if your idea gets there, fantastic. If it doesn't, you still took time to actually contribute to what trying to help people across the world. Second of all, if you think, if you've read the book and stuff like that, and you want to see more things in there, be detailed about it, share what you think we should put in there. And once again, your name can be in the book. I believe I'm going to have, I think I already got, no joke, let me look here, like almost 700 messages already. So these 700 names are going to go into the book. It's not a joke. We'll have a page of just people's names in the book that way. And if there's 5,000, we're going to put 5,000 people's names in the book, okay? Small print, okay? But yeah, it's kind of funny. We will put your name in the book, okay, with your permission that way. So just understand that if you send me an email at askdrpatrick@TWA Clinics, give us suggestions for the book, give us suggestions for the cover that way. And once again, we will definitely, put you in the book for contributing that way. We are launching the book in May. We already have, the publisher always has, and we're doing a huge event. See, we're doing a massive event in Green Bay, a whole book signing, we already, put it this way, we're doing a whole red carpet gala. And Ross, something
What's up?
I'm going to give a little secret to, okay? We're also going to be broadcasting the whole thing. Ross,
Nice.
you're going to be the MC that's going to start out everything hours before the event and stuff. So it's
MC, known as me. Yes, and I might even sing for you a little bit as well.
Exactly. We're gonna have everything. It's gonna be a big event. And then you gotta find a co-host to help MC with you.
I think I already know who that is.
Who is it?
I don't know if she'll do it. You know who I really think would be a great co-host, just because she's so inundated with our culture. She knows it in and out. She's been getting a lot more time in the studio. She would just have to be pushed, but Bree would be really good.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was going to tell her that she should do that. You're saying?
See, two middle-aged bald men still have great ideas.
That's right. We're amazing women all day long, but us men still have some good ideas. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so the book is going to be exciting. It's going to be launched. I'll give you the exact date, probably in the next month or so. But we're just working with our new publisher and stuff because we're launching worldwide. So it's not just Green Bay. We're launching worldwide. And once again, it's we're gonna have all forms of ebook, everything done by that time and stuff. Because before we're just doing the soft launch in this book, and it's sold out like crazy. So we're excited to see this one become a worldwide seller, even at a bigger scale, because it's gonna be more in detail. There's gonna be more stuff. There's gonna be more superfood things. There's gonna be more clinical things. There's gonna be more testimonial things. There's gonna be a lot more things in there. So the book's probably gonna be at least a quarter to a half size bigger and stuff. So looking forward to it. So that's So from Hawaii, I appreciate all you guys watching and stuff like that. Appreciate my beautiful bride being on our show today. She's hanging out with me, and we're actually it's 4 hours behind here. So it's only 9:30 or 9:25 or something by you guys right now. So we are 4 hours behind. So yes, it's still nice and sunny out here when it's still dark. But so I want to see. I can't see because I can't see on my thing who is all on right now. But once again, let's just say hi to everybody that's on. Thank you for always popping on here live. I appreciate it and stuff. Appreciate you guys always being on. So Ross,
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I guess
I'll wrap it up here for you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for continuing to go out and do what it is that you do. I know that the Wellness Way it's something that drives you every day, continuing to want to spread the message and just tell people, because I know for you, your wife, and your family, it's not just a job. It's not just 9 to 5. This is what motivates you, like you said, the us, the we, the our, and just changing lives every day. So I want to thank you. Get back to loving on your family and having a wonderful time. Stay busy. Don't get too much sun.
Gotta get this.
Soak it up. Yeah, exactly. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Dr. Patrick Flynn Show. We look forward to having
back in the studio next week. We'll see you then.